What's up guys, Joseph Rakic here from josephrakicfitness.com, and today in this video I want to be sharing my top 6 tips to gaining muscle. I'm going to get straight into it. So tip number 1 is make sure that you train hard and apply progressive overload. Now for those of you that don't know what progressive overload is, it is basically progressing in one way or another. Now that could be increasing the weight, it could be increasing the reps, it can be increasing the time and the tension, increasing the stress, increasing the volume, increasing the frequency. There are many different ways to increase progressive overload, but progressive overload is crucial for you to apply in order for your body to adapt, grow, get bigger, and grow muscles. So for example, let's just say you're training chest and the normal weight that you do is 50 pounds for your dumbbell chest press. If this is what you can dumbbell chest press for 10 reps, then essentially in the next few weeks you want to try and progress. So if you can progress up to 55, that is applying progressive overload. A few more weeks go past, and if you can progress up to 60 for 10 reps, that is essentially progressive overload, and that's what you need to do. Now if you're stuck on 60 pounds for 10 reps and you can't increase the weight, but you can then do that 60 pounds for 12 reps, that there is another form of progressive overload. So progressive overload can be in many ways and many forms, but it's something that you need to apply to create the stimulus for your body to grow, adapt, and gain muscle. Super important. Alright guys, so tip number 2 for gaining muscle is make sure that you follow a high protein diet. Now I've just finished my workout, so I'm about to get a meal in, and that meal is chicken and potato. Now I eat 7 meals per day, but all of my meals are based around a protein source. So chicken, steak, tuna, eggs, salmon, etc., etc. Now the reason you have to consume a high protein diet is because, as you guys know, protein builds muscle. When you consume the protein, that protein gets broken down into amino acids, and amino acids are what build muscle. The most important amino acids are your branch chain amino acids, which is your leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Leucine being most important as it has the biggest effect on muscle protein synthesis. Now, to get maximum muscle protein synthesis response, you need roughly 3 to 4 grams of leucine per protein serving. So, consuming roughly 200 grams of steak or chicken is going to give you enough protein, 40 to 50 grams of protein, which is going to allow you to hit that 3 to 4 grams of leucine to maximize your protein synthesis, which is the building of your muscle. So super important guys, if you want to make optimal gains, you must be on a high protein diet. Now, how much protein do we need? I've mentioned this in many of my other YouTube videos, but for those of you who have not seen those videos, the amount of protein that you need is 1 gram per pound of your lean body weight. Your lean body weight is your total body weight minus your estimated body fat percentage. So let's just say your lean body weight is 180 pounds. My recommendations for you would then be to consume 180 grams of protein per day as your minimum requirements. Super important guys, and that brings us to the 3rd tip, which is to do with diet as well, and that is make sure that you are consuming a surplus of calories. A surplus meaning consuming more calories than what you burn on a daily basis. Now I train hard, I train intense, and I burn a lot of calories through my workout. So I have to eat a lot of food in order for my body to grow and gain muscle. I'm currently on 4,200 calories per day, 7 meals per day, and I need to consume more calories than what I burn in order for me to gain muscle and gain weight. Now everyone's different, everyone burns calories at a different rate, everyone has a different maintenance calorie intake, but you have to consume more calories than what you burn on a daily basis in order for you to gain muscle at a maximum rate. Now yes, you can still gain muscle in a deficit, but it is not an optimal environment, obviously. So make sure protein's high, make sure you are in a surplus of calories. Now if you're not sure how much calories you can consume, or you should be consuming, you can click the link that I put down below and you can download my free macro calculator. Download this free ebook, it's my muscle building guide, and in there it includes a free calculator. You enter your height, weight, age, gender, daily activity level, and what you want to achieve. And from all this information, it'll be put through a formula which will work out how much calories you need, how much protein, carbs, fats that you should consume on a daily basis in order for you specifically to gain muscle and make optimal gains. Tip number 4, guys, is make sure you get enough rest and recovery. Now, rest and recovery can mean a few things. Rest and recovery can be your recovery time, and it can be how much sleep you're getting, because sleep is very important for optimal muscle growth. But recovery time is also important from the point of view where that muscle should be recovered before you train again. So, for example, I just trained my chest today. My chest is going to be sore tomorrow and probably the next day. So because I trained my chest today, I broke it down, I ripped the muscle fibers. I would not want to train my chest tomorrow or the next day, because what am I doing? I'm just breaking that muscle down again and again, and it's not going to allow for optimal growth. So because I trained my chest today, I want to make sure I give it enough recovery time to rest, to recover, and to most importantly, grow before I train it again. Because we have to understand that when we're in the gym, when we're training, we're not building muscle. We're actually breaking the muscle down, we're damaging the muscle. It is when we're resting, recovering, that is when we're doing our growing. So super important, guys, make sure you give each muscle adequate rest before you train it again. Tip number 5 is make sure you consume the right supplements. Now when it comes to building muscle, gaining size, aside from protein powder, the most important supplement that I recommend you supplement with would be creatine monohydrate. And the reason being is because creatine is super important for muscle strength, for power, explosive power, helps with fatigue, so you can do more reps, you can get more reps out on the set that you're performing. It holds water in the muscle cell, gives you the appearance of muscle fullness, and it helps with muscle growth. So if there's any one single standalone supplement that I would advise for you to take to build muscle, it would be creatine monohydrate. My recommendations are 3 to 5 grams per day, and make sure that you take it on a daily basis. And the last tip, guys, the 6th and final tip is consistency. Make sure you stay consistent and make sure you stay patient, because gaining muscle takes a long time. It's not just something that happens in a few weeks or a few months. You need to stay consistent over a long period of time. Now, you may not see results right away, so don't fall off your diet. Just trust the process, stay committed, stay dedicated, and trust the process. So important. And you have to remember, the time is going to pass regardless. So if you go for 2 weeks and then you give up, you're just going to be wasting your time for that 2 weeks. But if you can go for 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, and you can stay consistent with your diet and consistent with your training, you're going to make progress. It is super important, guys, probably the most important thing. And if you can do that, you're going to be making some awesome gains. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning into this video. I hope you learned a few things. For more information about building muscle, you can download my free muscle building guide by clicking the link down below. 100% free and includes all my top muscle building tips. And you can also download my free macro calculator. Link down below, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.